Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. I'm Anna and I give you productivity tips so that you can be more successful in your career. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about Calendly, an absolutely amazing tool that can save you a lot of time if you're gonna schedule many calls or many virtual meetings with someone. Instead of back and forth emails, messages, you can save a lot of time just by creating once an event, and then you just share the link with anyone that you would like to have the call with, and it will be so easy for them just to see your availability and pick a time slot that will match your and their schedule. So it's very easy. Let's see how to do it. Well, Calendly has, of course, a free option and a pro paid version, but we will just focus on the free version for now. And with free version, you can have only one active event. You can see here that I have 3 of them, but you can have only one active. And by active, I mean you will need to turn them on. And now this one will be available. You can share the link of this one. And if not, then you can, of course, deactivate it and activate another one. Let's just see how we can very easily create an event. Well, you click on this plus button, create, and then you go to event type. And here you can see the very first one-on-one. This is what you need if the call will be with you. Event name, let's write interview, for example. This can be anything. This is the title of your event. You can write a discovery call if that's what you need. Location, you can always add here Google Meet, which is again the free version. If you're using Gmail, basically, this will be the easiest. You can write a description here so that you will provide more information to the person, to the people that you want to schedule the calls with about the call itself, but this is not a must, so it's basically up to you. You can pick any color from here and then your event will be designed in these colors. Then you create next. And when we go to the very top, we see what event is this, which we already created. You see the green sign here. And then we go down. When can people book this event? Basically here you decide for how many days you want the link to be active. 60 means that people will be able to see your availability for at least 2 months. I think this is too much, and let's make it 14 days, which is 2 weeks, which is, I think, a very nice balance between, not 2-3 days, but also not 2 months. So 14 days should be enough. You can always edit anything that you will create here. Duration of the call is 30 minutes. And then you would like to also write your working hours. And working hours means that the Calendly will sync with your, let's say, Gmail, Google Calendar, and will see your availability within these hours only. So you see here that, for example, Tuesday from 18 hours to 19, so basically 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. But you can definitely set custom hours here for very specific days. Let's say Sunday you are unavailable, Monday you are available. Then you would create hours here by clicking on plus button and say, for example, 9 to 5. Or if you want, it can be 10 to 5. If you want, it can be 10 to 2 p.m., for example. And then let's say you have lunchtime or whatever it is, and then you don't want to have calls until 4 p.m. Then you can click on plus button again and add the second timeline for the same day. And this can be, let's say, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Now, if you want to have the same availability for all of your working days, let's say Monday to Friday, you can copy this and then decide that, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I want to have the same. If for some reason you would decide that, okay, on Wednesday, actually, I don't want to have these calls from 4 to 6, you can easily delete any of them or adjust, edit, basically hours. This is that easy, and you can edit them again anytime. Then what to add time before or after your events? I think this is a very useful thing to do, and I would definitely recommend if, for example, you have the interviews, because maybe you would like to have a buffer before interview to prepare for the interview yourself. And in this case, you would like to have before an event 15 minutes And after the interview, maybe you would like to have time to basically summarize your notes, write kind of a summary of the call, and in this case, you will also need a buffer after the call, which means again 15 minutes after the call. And this basically blocks the time before and after the call so that you can have time. Otherwise, your calendar will be available for people if you don't have this buffer zone, which means that your calls will be scheduled one after another. So you can think about this if you need them or if you don't need them, but these are the basics. Let's click on additional rules for your availability. I think this is also a very useful feature here because you can decide here the time increments, and this can be 30 minutes, 45, 60, or custom. You can decide if it's maybe 20 minutes. You can also, pick any period of time that fits your schedule and the purpose of your calls. Then scheduling conditions refers to the number of calls, first of all, how many you want to have them, because maybe if your working time is 8 hours, it doesn't really mean that you want to have 16 calls per day, which could still be possible if it's every 30 minutes. But of course, you can limit this number not to be exhausted or, to also have time to work on something else, not only the calls. So you can say that maximum allowed events per day are 5, for example, or 7, whatever fits you. And invitees can schedule within, if you leave 4 hours, this means that by the time you wake up at 9 a.m., for example, you start your work, someone could have already scheduled a call for 9 a.m. So that's why I really recommend writing here not 4, but maybe 10 at least. You will have the time to be available, be at work, and see that people have scheduled calls with them. Otherwise, you can miss the calls, they will join the call, and they will not see anyone joining the call. Time zone is automatically displayed. This is absolutely fine. And then we click next. I would say this is it. However, if you would like to use it in a more efficient way, and if you would like to go for a pro version, you can also collect payments, or you can have even sequence of questions, and you can make them voluntarily or mandatory questions. And in this way, you can even collect information from the people that you would like to have the calls with before the call, so that you have more information about them, about the call, the contents, their questions. Maybe it's a consulting call and you would like to know how you can help them before the call. This will give you enough information to prepare for the very first discovery call, to make sure that you will give them as much value as possible in the very first call already, and then you can schedule more calls. But basically, when we're done with this, we are saving this type of event. Now that when we go back, we will see that we have created this interview event. And now that we have created the event, you see that this one is the active one now. So first we will need to deactivate it by clicking here. And now we can turn on the interview. And now this one is active. You can copy link directly from here, or you can basically edit it from here, add internal notes. You can clone, basically you can copy the event. If you have, let's say, your availability, your time already there, then you can just create the same and change only the title and say, instead of interview, discovery call, for example. But also, if you would like to see the page, how it would look for the people that you share your link with, you can click on this link. And now you see the availability, let's say for the 20th of February, I'm available only at 10, not available Saturday and Sunday. On the 23rd, I have more availability, and people can easily choose when it fits them. Then they will need to click on, let's say 11, confirm, add their details, name and email, and basically click on schedule event. When they do this, we both, me and the person that I will have the call with, we will receive an email saying that, here are the details of your call, and this will also be added to your calendar automatically. This is that easy. And the next time you, instead of asking when are you available, maybe tomorrow at 11, maybe on Tuesday at 10, instead of this back and forth and agreeing with the person you want to have the call with via several emails back and forth, instead of that, you just share the link with them and they will basically schedule the call with you. If you have any questions, if you would like to see the pro version, please write all your comments and questions in the comment section of this video, and I'll be happy to create another one for you, or basically talk to you in the comment section. And I will see you in the next one.